Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here because I wanted to talk about something that's really important to me, that is loneliness. I've lived alone for probably 4 years now. I work on my own, I haven't had a relationship for like 2 years, and I really miss. I got hurt so bad by my last relationship. I had PTSD, couldn't sleep, I had night terrors, I was non-verbal for a while, I had motor tics, verbal tics and things like that. Really, it's taken a real good 2 years for me just to heal up and just to get through it. And I've learned so many lessons, like just from being alone, doing it on my own. Come on here, like as raw as I possibly could be, say that loneliness is a real problem. I'm really lonely some days. I'm really lonely some days. Really lonely. And I live my life online. I see like a lot of aspirational stuff when it comes to relationships and people posting their weddings and proposals and the most grandeur, things of romance, petals everywhere, petals and flowers and gifts and diamonds and rings. And I'm just sat here and I'm just like, why does nobody want me? Why am I not in a relationship? And I know I'm fucking amazing, and I am, and honestly I'm a good person, and there's nothing wrong with me. I've got my shit worked out. 4 years ago, even 2 years ago, I didn't have my shit worked out, and now I do, and I'm really ready to meet somebody and just be taken seriously. Difficult. It's so difficult because people judge you for how I look. They think that I'm nothing more than just a literal bimbo. To just say that loneliness is a real thing, and people these days don't have many friends. I don't have that many friends, to be honest. Probably good friends. I have 2 good friends. Other than that, people fade away. It takes a lot to get people out of their homes and stuff, and loneliness is a big thing, and I'm super lonely. It's crazy because I get a massage and I pay for somebody to massage me, which is madness. It's the only time I have physical touch from somebody. And yeah, I just wanted to say that, really.
A, she was a hooah. B, she was a hooah.
So it's been a year since I started my OF and my spicy pages, and I just feel super anxious today, and I wanted to just come on here and share some thoughts on my experience so far. I'm kind of scared to share my actual thoughts, but I just feel the need to say them in case anybody who's following me here has any sort of desire to start this kind of thing.
This should be interesting.
I want to start off by saying that I definitely have a really complicated relationship with this whole thing, and there are things that I appreciate about it and have appreciated about it from the beginning. But if I'm being so honest, there really are so many downsides.
No shit.
I'm trying so hard not to get like super upset while sharing this, but if I'm being honest, my mental health since I've started this has just slowly like been on such a decline. And I would say that it started maybe like honestly probably 7 months ago, where about like maybe 6 months into doing this, about 6 months, I started to get super burnt out. And I think a lot of the people who follow me now on this page are like kind of, you've probably come from like much older videos, with the spicy page or OF like sort of being the topic. And while I did have such a strong start and it was so much fun in the beginning, after getting burnt out, I started to just feel really differently about like the types of messages that I was getting.
Show me your tits!
Just feeling like sort of the effort that I was putting in to it still wasn't, I guess I'm trying to say there's no amount of money really that you can give me at this point, and I'm like willing to admit this now. There's no amount of money that you can give me right now to like make me feel like giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online. It almost isn't worth it anymore.
Took you that long to figure it out, huh?
It's hard to describe this because I realize that when I have spoken about OF, that, you know, it's typically been in a light where it's like, you know, it's fun, it's art, you make money, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm being so honest, that really is like the only upside to doing it. Like just the ability to very quickly make extra cash. But I think again, like just over the course of a few months of like half a year or so, just going really hard at it, I think I didn't let a lot of like the messages get to me.
You're a whore.
But I was lying to myself, and I definitely think that it's like really worn on me over time. And it's not to say that I don't have like really good guys on there following me and like monetarily supporting me, even like checking in on me at times where I like, you know, earlier this year I definitely disappeared for a few months, even on here. But even with that, like just realizing that even those people are not people that I would call when I'm having a really hard day just makes it feel just so fake. And I'm not sitting here saying that like I ever got on there to make friends. Let's be honest, it's really just to make money from a bunch of horny men.
That's all you're good for.
But I guess I'm just trying to say that just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, or if you've like ever been curious about it, there really is just like such a like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized, and I don't know, like not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of like desire or like attraction to men in general anymore. And that's also because of my, you know, my personal collective experiences that I've had with like dating like the wrong types of men and things like that.
It's your own fault.
But I think with this line of work, men, you will never catch a man being more honest and more authentic and more real, and not necessarily in a good way, than they are, and the way that they present themselves to girls who do stuff that I do. I can't even imagine what it's actually like for real life SWs. Like, I'm sure it's like 50,000 times worse for them. Like, at least to a certain extent, there's like a level of protection for me, just given that I'm like behind a screen, right? Like, I'm never actually gonna like see these guys in person or anything like that. But like, seriously, if I had any type of ability to share like the things that people have said, like the things that people have like the nerve to like DM me with, just like how disgusting they are. And also, I can't even count to you how many times the ones who follow me on Instagram, like when I get curious and nosy sometimes, like I'll go look at their profile and they have like a whole girlfriend or a whole wife. And sometimes, even disgustingly enough, they have kids sometimes. It makes me feel so conflicted with doing this. And a part of me just feels so prideful. Like, I feel like yes, it's been a year, not like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but I do still feel like I'm still so deep in it. And I think I'm just being prideful, but I just feel like, and I just don't want to quit, because I'm just not a quitter. Like, I always see things like to the very end, and I won't quit until I'm physically stopped.
You what?
So I don't know what the point of this rant was, or if I'll even post it, but I think I just wanted like just to share my thoughts out loud, because I'm like in this really weird point in my life where I'm just so overwhelmed by so many things, and this being like my one creative outlet to like, or so I thought, to like express myself and like produce this work that like, you know, I'm really proud of. I do take a lot of time to go like rent these spaces and like get like certain types of outfits and like her lingerie really, and like do these shoots and like post them, and like editing is like a whole process. And like there are lots of parts that I enjoy, but I think what ruins it is like when I really sit down to think about like ultimately like what the purpose of all this is, and it's really just to visually please a bunch of men who, again, a lot of them are disgusting.
No, you're the disgusting one.
I think I wanted to share all this because I've just been switching up a lot of sort of my direction with my Instagram, and like I don't really post like spicy page related stuff on here anymore. And I don't know if I've been sort of exploring the idea of maybe just having my content be focused on, you know, things that I'm actually interested in, which ultimately is not pleasing men in any way, shape, or form. Like, y'all can keep your money at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, if you made it this long, thanks for listening.
A, she was a hooer. B, she was a hooer.
Even though she's got lip filler, chest enhancements, and does OnlyFuns, there are plenty of men out there who would date her. The problem is, she wouldn't even look twice at them. This woman is suffering from a combination of hitting the wall and doing 304 content. It's a double-edged sword that destroyed her opportunities for love, relationships, marriage, and starting a family. Her only choice now is to find a beta bucks simp. That's if she can look past her high standards and stop looking for Chad and Tyrone. Other than that, she's
Doomed.
So after her long explanation about regretting doing OnlyFuns content, exposing herself to please men, getting insulted, and falling into a state of depression, she is still not going to quit doing it unless she is physically made to stop. This is what happens to a generation who has zero talent. They resort to selling themselves online. She says she does not want to do anything that pleases men for their money, but unless she has ulterior methods to make money, she will have to continue until otherwise. I hope this is a lesson to all young women to stay away from OnlyFuns content in general. Also, men need to stop funding these 304's lifestyles by paying for their content.
Facts.
Real men of genius.